Hello, Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtor members. Today, I'm going to actually walk through some of the benefits that are available to you at the national, state, and local level to help separate that and let you know exactly what each level of the organization does for you. Now, when you pay your dues, especially if you're a primary member, if you actually look at the invoice, you'll notice that there's different levels of the organization that we have this three-way agreement, and you actually pay different dues to different organizations. So I want to talk about each organization and what they provide to you in terms of benefits. Now, I'm going to be starting at the national level and working my way down to local. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you go into the description, there's going to be a bunch of timestamps in there, and if you click on the timestamp, you can jump ahead to a different section, like if you only want to jump straight to the local benefits, for example. And then I'll also have some of the individual benefits time-stamped out for you as well. So without further ado, let's jump in here. Now, what I've done is I'm on GAAR.com, and if you go under members and then just go right here to the benefits page, that's the page I'm working off of, where you're going to find all the links that we're talking about today. So I want to start off actually with the National Association of Realtors. So one of the biggest questions we get, especially in light of recent developments, is what does NAR do for me? And the number one thing they do to start with is advocacy. So if we open this up, we have our advocacy page. And this gives you a glimpse into all the different things that NAR does to represent the industry. I want to call out a few in particular. If you go to top federal issues, or back on this page, we have the NAR federal issues page, you get this. A couple that I like to call out that are near and dear to my heart is, first off, let's start with independent contractor. For a very long time, there is a carve-out specifically in the IRS tax law that allows real estate agents to be classified as a 1099 independent contractor instead of as a W-2 employee. So for all of you qualifying brokers out there, if NAR wasn't around advocating for our industry on your behalf, you may have to pay for health insurance for every single one of your associate brokers. Associate brokers that are out there, you would have to abide a lot closer to whatever rules, regulations, meetings, or anything else that your qualifying broker put down. So by keeping your 1099 status active, it allows you to operate as an independent contractor and run your own small business, which is the way that every realtor I've ever spoken to would like to keep it that way. Another big one is right here under insurance issues. You know, you have the National Flood Insurance Program. This is something that every single year NAR has to fight for to keep going. And if you click on that and read more about it, you'll see that they even have outlined to the government how important it is to not even allow this to lapse for one single day because of the impact that it would have on stopping transactions that are in progress from finishing out. So that's another thing that NAR has to fight for every single year. And then, of course, you come down here to state and local issues. Things like local short-term rental ordinances, rent control, transfer taxes, property taxes. These are all things that NAR fights for. And, NAR fights at the national level, but they also have a committee called the Issues and Mobilization that gives out funding to state and local or associations to help fight these issues as well. So NAR is 1.5 million members strong, which gives us a very strong voice in Washington, D.C. and around the country to advocate for these issues that are pro-consumer and pro-realtor. So that's probably the number one thing that NAR provides as a benefit. Moving on to the next, they also have consumer outreach. So the consumer outreach they have right now is, of course, the That's Who We Are campaign. So if you come in here, you have all kinds of different information about that campaign. They provide assets for social media and other things that you can share as well. Moving on to probably my favorite section is the research and statistics. Right here, if you click on this, it brings you to nar.realtor/research, where they have literally hundreds of different reports available that help industry professionals get detailed behavior and statistics about what's going on nationally. And one of my favorites is this home buyers and sellers report. So I'm going to pull that up, and while it's loading in the background, so here we have the nar.realtor/research. And this, it gives you some ideas of latest housing indicators. You can get state and area metro data here. And then if you just go to the research reports and go to all reports, you'll get an idea of all of the different reports they have in there. They have things like the Realtor Confidence Index. They have local reports. They get foot traffic information from CentralLock. And then this is the profile of home buyers and sellers report that I specifically like recommending because it tells you things like first-time home buyers made up 32% of all home purchases last year. Things like 70% of recent buyers did not have a child under the age of 18 in their home. You come on down, 13% of buyers purchased a new home, 87% purchased a previously owned home. So you can see what types of homes people are purchasing. And then you come down here to things like the home search process. All home buyers use the internet to search for a home. The most valuable content they found were photos, detailed information about properties, and floor plans, and then of course the real estate agent contact information. So the thing I like about this is an annual report that NAR does that surveys recent home buyers and sellers to ask them, okay, what type of home did you buy? So they look at the demographics of those home buyers and sellers, and then they also ask them questions like, what did you find most useful during your search? So these are all questions that realtors should want to know in general to help you make business decisions on how you're going to set up your business and do your own marketing. So that's a report that you can get. As a member, if you want the full report, it is $20. It's $200 for any non-members. As an NAR member, you can get it for $20. Or just right here on this page, you have a lot of the summary information that you need right there for free. So back over here to NAR, I also like pointing out the NAR library and the NAR Realtor Benefits program. So right here under the Realtor Library, there's a program here called Overdrive Books and Audiobooks. If anybody has gotten a library card from the Albuquerque thing recently, or Albuquerque Library, a lot of libraries these days have access to this program called Libby. And you also get this through NAR as well, which gives you access to a curated set of books that are specifically tailored to realtors. So you can see that this month they're featuring talking about business plans. If you scroll down, talking about change, coping with anxiety, workplace professionalism, harassment, leadership, diversity, equity, inclusion in the workplace, people management, ChatGPT, artificial intelligence. So they actually curate these books specifically for you as a realtor. And you get access to these. Some of them are ebooks, some of them are audiobooks, and that's something that, again, you have free access to simply by going to the NAR library. The NAR Realtor Benefits program, which is this one right here that we're clicking on now. There's a lot of different companies that you get discounts through. So just to call some out in particular, Avis, Budget, and Hertz for rental cars. They have this NAR Travel Club. It's one of those deals where, like, if you're not super picky about your location or time of year, you can usually get some really good deals on like all-inclusive resort type things for really cheap. Because they kind of fill in the gaps of when the dead times are. You also, realtors, NAR does have this NAR Realtors Insurance Place, which allows you to search for plans for you and your family for health, dental, vision, group life. Now, to be clear, these don't have like any kind of 1.5 million member association discount kind of things. This is basically like searching right off of the marketplace, because that's yet another thing that NAR tries to advocate for and has for a long time, is they would love to offer an association health benefit, but it's currently prohibited by federal law, which is something they are also working on fixing. Over here on the right side, you have discounts to 1-800-GOT-JUNK or the GE Appliances store. Those are both discounts that you are allowed to pass on to your client and your consumer. So there's some more options there for you. If you're needing to buy a new computer sometime soon, they have discounts at Dell and Lenovo. You also get discounts at FedEx for office or shipping. We offer RentalBeast locally, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. You have the Realtor Team Store, which has all of your Realtor branded products available in there, and you do get discounts as a member in there as well. And then, of course, all the certifications and designations offered by NAR as well. So just check out this page for a lot of those different offers. You can click on any of those and get more information, but I just like pointing out that you do have that for you as an additional benefit as an NAR member. So that's a good high-level overview. There's a lot of other smaller things NAR does as well, but that really covers the bulk of what NAR does, in addition, of course, to managing the code of ethics and things like that. So moving on to the state level. This is the New Mexico Association of Realtors. They provide two primary benefits to your business. First off, the New Mexico Association of Realtors is responsible for all of the forms in the NMAR library. So if you are looking at a listing agreement or a purchase agreement or any of the addendums or any other forms that are in there, thank NMAR and the NAR Forms Committee for the creation and upkeep of those forms. They should also be your primary contact if you have recommendations for changes or any complaints, concerns, things like that. Those should be directed to NMAR, and they can certainly pass that on to their Forms Committee that is responsible for the writing and upkeep of those forms. Along those same lines, NMAR also provides either a transaction desk or SkySlope as your free member benefit for access to that forms library. They also manage the licensing of the forms to other products such as .loop and zip forms, and just in general make sure all those forms are updated across all of those different systems. Along those same lines, NMAR also provides the legal hotline. This is Ashley Strauss-Martin is their legal counsel they have up there, and you can reach her at 1-877-699-7266 or legal hotline at nmrealtor.com. So they are the best place to go to if you have any kind of legal questions about forms, questions about how to work through the forms or work with the forms. So that they are your best contact for that. So that is the two primary benefits offered to you through the New Mexico Association of Realtors. Not listed here, of course, they also have their two conferences each year. They have the legislative conference and the annual conference as well. So now we're coming on down to local benefits. So, of course, one of the benefits of being a Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors member is access to Southwest Multiple Listing Service. That is access to FlexMLS, the primary product that we use to give you access to the MLS database. GAAR also is the organization responsible for managing the Supra lockbox system. So that is where, the lockboxes that hang on the doors, they manage access to those lockboxes, as well as actually leasing them to you based on the number of listings you have. A lot of organizations around the country, you have to pay for those boxes, and then if you don't have any listings or you're leaving the business, you then have to deal with getting rid of them as well. We offer the Super Lock boxes as a lease program here. So you get your one box as a member, and then you get a number of boxes per listing as well. So that way you don't have to own the boxes, you don't have to buy the boxes. They're offered to you free of charge as part of your GAAR membership. Of course, you do have to pay monthly to Supra for access for the program, but that information is paid through Supra, but we also help you with signing up for that. Then, of course, we have our classes. We offer quite a few classes through GAAR. Starting with CEs, you do get a discount on CE classes if you take them through GAAR. And another thing that's really important to point out is that any class that is a CE class taken through GAAR, you can print the certificate for that class from us. So that way you don't have to worry about keeping up with emails. You don't have to worry about reaching out to different instructors. There's a place in the member portal that you can go to print out your certificates. So that way, just as you're taking all of your CEs to make sure when it comes up time for license renewal, you can go to one place, print out all the PDFs, and then you have that ready for you. So it gives you kind of that central repository rather than having to keep track of all these certificates a different way. Well, I'll go ahead and pull that up and show you also right here. If you click on that where it goes to education calendar, another way to get there is go under education and then calendar up at the top of the screen. But that is where we keep up all the different courses we have coming up. So just right here on this page, I'm only looking at until the beginning of April, and we already have a full page full of courses here for you. We always keep a pretty good contingent of your core courses and your core electives going on, and then if you're a new member and you have to take that new broker business practices, you can click on that right here. It shows when those are coming up. And then we have our Code of Ethics courses as well. So we do keep a very solid contingent of those classes on here for you. You can always see how many CE they are, and then how much they are at the member price and the non-member price. So, and then of course we have free ones throughout the year as well. So things like our speaker series are free CEs that are offered to you to help you reach that for licensing without having to have anything out of pocket. I will say that when you see those come out, you want to register for them sooner than later, because those do tend to fill up. So if you keep an eye on your emails and the weekly passport, and if you see any kind of information come across about speaker series or free CE, you want to jump on that pretty quickly, because those do fill up. We also throughout the year have a lot of different special events and networking. We have things like the awards gala or the annual meeting or run for the zoo, bowling tournament, golf tournament. Battle of the Bands is done occasionally. We have all these different events that happen throughout the year, and those give you an opportunity to meet and mingle and network with other realtors and affiliates in order to expand your sphere and just get to know the people you're working with. A lot of these events are also fundraising, like the bowling tournament raises money for our Pack and Rec Pack, for example, and then things like we have Realtor Fund events throughout the year as well that we raise money to give to the community. So there's a lot of real benefit there for that. And one of the things that I tell people to always keep an eye on is many events throughout the year will offer things like free headshots, and that's another one that fills up quickly if you want to keep an eye on your email and make sure you get those before other people do. Our affiliates, access to our affiliates is a benefit, and then access to our members is a benefit for the affiliates. So I always recommend that when you are looking for somebody to help in a transaction, whether that's like banks and lenders or anything like, home warranties, home inspections, insurance companies, we do, of course, recommend coming here and picking from our affiliates. Our affiliates are members of GAAR who provide a high level of service. Blue Door affiliates especially are recognized for their volunteer efforts and ongoing support for the organization and the community. So we provide this directory for you of affiliates who are a part of our organization and support our organization. And many of these folks are also a key part of how we run those networking events. We have sponsorships that affiliates pay throughout the year. So definitely reach out to them, utilize their business. I'm a big fan of mutual back scratching, and utilize those GAAR affiliates as one of your member benefits. Little known fact, we do actually have multiple Notary Publics on staff. So if you find yourself in a bind and you need a notary, just give us a call and we can make sure one of them is available for you here. Off the top of my head right now, I believe we have 4 of them on staff. So that is something that you have access to in case you have that in a bind. I'm going to come back to cutting edge and technology and products when we get over to the SWMLS page here. But at the local level, we of course also do a lot of outreach and advocacy. Kent, the CEO of the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors, also acts as our governmental affairs director and is heavily involved with a lot of different organizations that are advocating for real estate issues at the local level. So that's another thing that we do in conjunction with NMAR and their governmental affairs director up there. Now, one relatively new thing I want to talk about is, of course, the Realtor building. This is, if you guys remember, it was Memorial Day weekend of 2022, I believe, or maybe even 21. The north side of our building had a roof collapse. Well, over time, the board of directors was very diligent with our money and was able to come out the other side with an absolutely amazing facility. So if you come, the easy way to get to this page is if you go to About Us and then go to Our Facility. You can reach it there, or you can also go to GAAREventsCenter.com, and that'll bring you here directly as well. And check out this video sometime. It's a great video with a good voiceover that talks about the building and explains it. And then we also have a good Matterport tour of the building here. So I'll go ahead and pull that up and just kind of walk through the building a little bit here. So just to come on into the main area, we have this gorgeous auditorium here, and then these 3 other classrooms. Each one of these tracks you see right here is a wall that can close off those rooms individually. So you don't have to have this big, huge space. You can use some of those smaller spaces. Coming back over into the main area and going down the hallway. It comes out where we have our gorgeous kitchen here. One of the themes that we had as we were designing this building is that the kitchen is the heart of the home. So you'll see that this is a very central area where people can access and network on all sides. It ends up being a great conversational area, and people meet around it pretty often. Over here on the left, you have our internet cafe. Right here, you can see this is with the glass wall open, but then you can also close that glass wall and have this as another area. So all throughout the building, you'll notice there's a lot of technology. There is just about every room is equipped with some sort of hybrid setup. This is especially true over in the classrooms, where those are set up with ceiling microphones and speakers and cameras. And then we have a state-of-the-art technology system that allows us to put really anything we want on any of the screens in the building. So the reason I bring this up is that as a member of the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors, you have access to this building at no cost. As long as it is, for things that are related to real estate, like if you want to hold a sales meeting, if you need to have a closing, if you just need access to some workspace, things like that, those are all available for you for free. And then there is pricing available on this page as well. It's a little bit further down, but as I'm going, you can see here it talks about all the different technology that's available in each room that I was talking about. But then when you come down to here, you have the pricing for the rooms. Now, as a member, even if you're using the space for something that is not real estate related, like say you want to have a birthday party or you want to have a fundraising event or I don't know, a wedding. I mean, anything you want, just talk with Ariel here, Ariel Langford, or you can fill out this form for more information, and then we'll certainly work with you and you get some discounts on pricing there as well. So that's another really amazing member benefit that you have as a member of the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors. Wrapping up, before we move over to technology, we also have these benefit partners where you get discounts at Cutco Closing Gifts, Home 2 Suites by Hilton, which is the hotel right across the street from us here at the office. You get discounts on Legal Shield, legal coverage and identity protection, and then we also have a discount through Elegance Limousines. So those are all available for you at the local level. Now, to talk about the tech products, I'm actually going to switch over to SWMLS.com, and I'm going to click right here on products and support. Now, to kind of go through, I'm just going to talk at kind of a high level about what each one of these products does. But in any of these cases, I want to show you that if you click on the product, like if you click on FlexMLS right here, every single one of these products, we have provided you with the phone number, hours, email, and website of the support information about that particular vendor. We've also, in most cases, have gathered a lot of different FAQs for you, as well as some different resources so that link to various, self-help type resources that you can utilize, if we happen to be closed and aren't able to answer your questions. And then down here at the bottom, we're starting to fill out a lot more of these. Right now it's just the one because we're working on this, but you're probably familiar with all the videos that I've created, either for the Time Saver Tips series or the video series. Those are being added to these pages as well. So that's a good place to go where the videos are a little more organized for you instead of looking at that whole huge list of 80 videos. So back to this page, just to kind of go through it. FlexMLS.com is, of course, our FlexMLS is our primary MLS vendor for access to the MLS database for adding, searching, subscriptions, all the different things related to the MLS. Forewarn is a safety product that is provided to you free of charge as a member of Southwest MLS and the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors. If you did not have that as a member benefit, when you bought it directly, it would cost you $20 a month. So that is a free program that you have access to. What it does is it allows you to search by phone number. You can also search by name, date of birth, and a couple other things. And it gives you a instant identity, criminal history, and property verification of a nationwide search. So of course anybody could go to the Bernalillo County Clerk of Court and look up somebody's record, but this is a nationwide search, so you can tell the person who you're working with is the person that they say they are. Homes.com, that is is previously HomeSnap Pro. So you do have access to the Homes.com professional platform through their application. Right here, CRS Data at the top of the page is a product that is actually an additional add-on if you would like. It does a lot of similar work. It's a tax product similar to Remine. That it just, some people prefer it a little better. I believe it's $180 a year, and you have access to that as a public record mortgage and parcel information product. InfoSparks is your primary statistics product that we offer through Southwest MLS. That is a product where essentially at the top of the page you set up what you're looking for. Like, are you looking for a detached home in Northeast Heights? Well, that is a 3-bedroom. And then down at the bottom, you select what kind of data you're looking for. So, like, do you want to look at what has been the median sale price over the last, I think you can go back as far as 20 years on that data. You can also look at things like how many showings does it take on average for a listing to go into pending. You can get your days on market data going back, I think, 12 years. So that is a statistics product. And then within InfoSparks, we also have another product called FastStats, and that's what has your monthly, weekly, and annual reports built into it, as well as the showing reports. ListHub is a data aggregation product that sends your listings out to a lot of different properties across the internet. If you go on and sign up for that, then you have access to see how many times it's being shown on those. And then listtrac does something similar, but it's actually built into the MLS for you. So to access listtrac, you go to menu, and then underneath products, you click on listtrac, and then that shows you how many times your listings have been viewed on Zillow or Realtor.com. Quick note, this video is being recorded January of 2024. As of March 1st of 2024, you will have to actually pay for access to that because they are changing their pricing model, but that product is still going to be integrated and available to you. Of course, we have the Southwest MLS Help Desk. We have 2 people on staff here, in addition to myself, that are trained specifically to help with MLS issues. So we are here to help you, walk through how to do things, help you maintain your listings, add or remove people to teams, all these different products or all these different points of help that you might need. NewHomeSource Professional is a source for new home information. Sometime in the near future of 2024, we'll actually be changing this to a different product called Builder's Update that does something very similar, but just know that those products are there so you have access to new home inventory in addition to the existing resale homes that are listed on the MLS. RETechnology is an education and articles platform that you can access. They do various webinars. They're kind of a good news source that has a lot of things in one location. We also have a great relationship with Realtor.com and all the different products that they offer. They offer a product called Find, which is the professional search, which is essentially like using Realtor.com, but includes the private information as well. Of course, we already talked at length about the National Association of Realtors. Remine is our primary public records tax data mortgage info search product. It does a lot of similar things to, say, RPR and then, of course, CRS we mentioned earlier. What I think Remine really excels at is prospecting. One of the things you can do within Remine is sort data by things like mortgage rate or how long somebody's lived in the property, or they have a sell score, for example, and then you can gather that information, export it, and then use that for postcards, mailers, marketing, things like that. I'm going to skip over to RPR because it also does similar. It's another one that aggregates publicly available information in one place. The things that I think RPR does specifically well is their app is very good at giving you access to quick information. Many people actually like it better than the Flex app. The other thing that RPR does well is reports. They have a seller's report you might want to take a look into that with just a couple clicks, you can generate an 80-page report that gives a seller all the information they could possibly want about their property, as well as some nearby comps that have recently sold or are currently active. Of course, we also have ShowingTime. That is our primary showing product. that where you have access to a showing calendar where you can pick the date and time you would like to show it instead of having to call and go back and forth multiple times on when is the house available versus what is your schedule versus what is your client's schedule. You just have one place where you can go in and schedule those showings. On the listing side, you can do things with showings such as set it where your seller has to approve certain appointment times, or you can set it to go and show where appointments are automatically approved as long as the time is available. So there's a lot of things you can do there just to make the showing process more efficient for everybody involved. So I talked earlier about SkySlope and Transaction Desk. Those are actually offered through NMAR, but we have it here because we want to give you access to their support lines. We talked about Supra as well. But I want to come back up here and talk now about RentalBeast. RentalBeast is a product that is specifically custom built for rental properties, and it is the primary source of where you enter rentals when you're in FlexMLS. So, of course, if you have a rental, you can enter that there, and then that's at no cost, and then all the MLS members get access to all MLS information. On this page, we have the different resources available here for you. We'll also have those videos posted eventually as well, and you can go take a look at those videos on our YouTube channel where I talk about the differences in MLS data versus RentalBeast data, and then also, you know, the what you get for free versus what you get paid. One of the things I like talking about that all members get for free is they do have a rental application available for you. So you can go in and get that application. It's free to you. The consumers pay, I believe it's either $35 or $40 per application. But once they've paid RentalBeast once, if any other RentalBeast application they pay for the next 30 days is at no cost. So that's a free tenant screening and rental application that's available to everybody. And then through RentalBeast, you also get access to a much larger subset of rental data than you did previously as an MLS member. You don't get the individual listings themselves, but what you can do is you can look at a list of properties that we previously would not have had access to and can get a pretty good idea of what a property might sell for by filtering out to kind of match that property type. And again, there's a whole video on how to do that separately. So that is just some of the products and services that are available to you through Southwest MLS and GAAR. One other program I want to talk about is our Certified Photographer program. So through this program, when you're in the MLS and you're entering a listing, you'll see a spot that has a drop down that talks about having certified photographers. Anybody who is a certified photographer has signed a licensing agreement that provides you with additional protections to make sure you're not held in a situation where the MLS is requiring you to keep photos, but they're certified, but the photographer is saying you're not allowed to use them anymore, and now you're in a tough spot where you're either breaking your agreement with your photographer or you're getting fined by the MLS. So certified photographers have signed a licensing agreement that keep you safe in that situation and also provides additional protections for you as well. Photographers do have to be affiliate members, and then another benefit is if someone is a certified photographer, they actually get direct access to your listing where they can upload photos and videos for you on your behalf. So instead of them having to send them to you, you download them, and then you go in and upload them, they can actually sign into the MLS and upload those photos for you on your behalf. So hopefully that gives you a pretty good overview of all the different benefits that are available to you through NAR, NMAR, and the Greater Albuquerque Association of Realtors. As you can see, there's quite a bit here for what you pay each year. Of course, if you have any questions, you can always reach the main line for GAAR, which is down here at the bottom. It's 505-842-1433. We're always here to help Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And then, of course, after hours, we're always returning your call the next business day. So thank you all for listening to this video, and of course reach out if you have any questions. Thank you and have a great day.